You know how it goes.
Yep.
For senior night, zoom in on these art people.
Right there.
Yep. First, the Jaguars will honor the 8 seniors in the volleyball program. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to St. Joseph Academy for tonight's Ohio High School Athletic Association matchup between the Archbishop Hoban Knights and your St. Joseph Academy Jaguars. The schools playing tonight are members of the Ohio High School Athletic Association and abide by the rules of eligibility and contest regulations. The officials assigned to this game have met extensive requirements set by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and have been approved by both schools to provide their important role in tonight's game. Your support of the student athletes on the court at tonight's match is greatly appreciated by both member schools competing. Though both teams are competitors, they're expected to exhibit the qualities of good conduct throughout the contest, and the administration of both schools requests the same from all viewers. This happens to be a very special night for the Jaguars. Just a couple of moments ago, our 8 seniors in the volleyball program, Annalise Anderson, Grace Kane, Jules O'Brien, Belle Grooms, McKenna Quigley, Chloe Smith, Katie Vietz, and Sarah Weaver, did a walkout with their parents as their accolades were shared. Some of these seniors will continue volleyball at the collegiate level, while others will say farewell to their beloved sport and explore new endeavors. We are incredibly proud of these girls and the dedication they've shown to this program, especially over the course of the last 4 years. We're very excited to see what they will continue to accomplish as their future unfolds. Joining me tonight is freshman Alexi Actis, who is making her debut on the broadcast. We're very excited to have you with us, Alexi.
Hello, everyone. I'm excited to be here, Mary.
How are you feeling going into this game? It's a big game. 2 very good schools competing here. It's a big game for the Jaguars as it's a senior night.
Yes, it is.
How are you feeling going into it? How's it looking for you?
I feel hyped. I feel like we got this, and we're going to do amazing, and we are going to make our senior Jags proud as they continue on their journey.
Definitely. You know, I got the chance to sit down with some of our seniors a couple days ago, and one of them, Grace Kane, shared with me being a senior in this program is really sad for her. She loves this program with, every bit of her heart, and she wants to give everything for her last season here at the academy. She thinks the team will bring some relentless energy to the court tonight, and I personally can't wait to see how that looks, whether that's through their, strong serving, their ability to save. This is a big night for these Jags, and I'm really excited to see how they put their best foot forward. Jaguars off to the locker room as the Knights take the court to warm up. A player to watch tonight is Belle Grooms. Belle, a strong player for the Jaguars, a commit to San Diego University, University of San Diego, my apologies, and a really strong hitter, strong arm, and she really knows where to sneak it across. You know, she works really well with her teammates, and it's very evident when she comes out and plays. Furthermore, Chloe Smith had a phenomenal game last against Independence, and I understand she's coming back from a recovery, I believe a concussion. Definitely a player to watch tonight as she continues to regain her strength and, you know, find her familiar pattern once again.
Shout out to Dr. Ken Kurz, aka Papa, for being so generous and letting us use one of his cables so we could get our mics up and running.
Yeah, definitely we extend our utmost gratitude to all the people who've made this broadcast happen. JAGWIRE is fairly new. We got a couple basketball games in last season, but we're still navigating a lot of the technical difficulties and logistics, and hope you understand that we are trying our very best as we put on this broadcast for you today. If you or a family member maybe attends St. Joseph Academy, reach out to them. There's a possibility that they're trying to sell their Jaguar jackpot tickets, which helps with tuition here at SJA. Each student is required to sell 30. It's a great way to show your support and even be more specific to who you support. So highly recommend reaching out to those Jaguars in your life and ask them about how Jaguar Jackpot's going. I'm sure they're eager to get that Barrio food truck for their class. If you do enter Jaguar Jackpot, you have a chance of winning $20,000. Alexi, I don't know about you, but that sounds very appealing.
Yes, that does.
That could buy me a whole lot of peach green tea lemonades from Starbucks. So I highly recommend, if anyone in your life goes to St. Joseph Academy, buy one of their tickets.
Yeah.
You cannot go wrong.
No, you
It's
cannot.
a great way to support and a great way to show some love in your life. Jaguars and the Knights will now take part in their pregame introductions, as well as prayer and the national anthem. match is officially underway. A very exciting moment as our introductions. We've got a lot of seniors in the house tonight for senior night, but also a lot of fans. I know the theme was neon, which I know a good theme always brings out a big student section. Alexi, I know you had the chance to speak with Lily Sanfilippo.
I did.
What's her hype song?
It's Oh Baby Oh. That's one of our cheers from our student section that really gets her hyped up.
If you listen closely right now in the background, they are actually doing that chant right this minute. If you were just now tuning in, starting for the Jaguars is Jazzy Ocasio, Molly Sullivan, and Annie Kolkar, Annalise Anderson, Chloe Smith, Belle Grooms, and Katie Viets. Starting for the Knights tonight is Ava Norton, Madison Mintz, Macy Mintz, Hope Sherman, Mary Hottinger, Ava Norfolk, and Amber Watson. And I believe there might have been a miscommunication as, oh wait, my apologies. I believe we had a different player on the court for the Knights. We got that sorted out. And the Knights will start with the serve tonight. Clear hit straight to Jazzy. Chloe Smith will try to tip that over, but that is saved by Ava Norton. Molly Sullivan there to receive the ball. Chloe Smith with a powerful hit, but the Knights are unable to send back over. You know, Alexi, I think the Jags are a little spirited tonight, especially. You know, JV just won against Hoban in 2 sets and kind of made a good comeback in the last couple points. And that is an ace for Belle Grooms. Impressive to watch. The Knights just unprepared for the beast that she is.
She's got that magic touch.
She
you
does.
Know what I mean?
She does. The Knights will try to set something up here. But that is blocked by Grace Kane and Katie Viets. They are not playing tonight. They're putting their, all their practice work forward. And it's definitely showing. Fortunately, Belle Grooms served straight into the net. But if you were just now tuning in, the Jaguars have a 2-point lead over the Knights. Jaguars 3, Knights 1. Belle will set that up for Grace Kane. Unfortunately, the Jags are unable to get some action right now, but, the game just started. There's a lot of time to turn this around. I think one of the most important factors here tonight is their communication and, trust that they can set these plans up that they've worked so hard to do in practice. The Knights still with the serve, now tied at 3-3. Molly Sullivan, a wonderful player to watch. And that'll be a point for the Jaguars. Molly Sullivan, a really fun player to watch. I understand she did basketball for a while and is a multi-sport athlete. I truly believe, from my perspective up here, you can usually always tell when someone does one or more sports. I think it's really evident in her footwork, in her just determination. She's very versatile, kind of moves around very easily, something the Jags really appreciate. And that'll be a block again, and the Jaguars will take that point. Katie Veets on fire tonight. I think when you have so many friends in the house, I know she's got a big support system here. Lonnie Marrero with the serve. And unfortunately, the Jaguars will be unable to recover that one. Bell sets it up for Grace Kane, who tips it right over. Catching the Knights off guard right there? Is that the word? Off guard? Student section thrilled at the moment. Molly Sullivan went for that save, unable to get to it in time. Jaguars offering words of affirmation to their teammates, understanding that this 1-point lead could not necessarily mean they're winning. Molly Sullivan sends it over. Belgrams will send that to outer space, but unable to set up a great play for her teammates. Molly Marrero working that outside defense to allow Grace Kane to send that over for Jaguars. Annie Kolkar ready for it, and Grace Kane will send it over once again, where the Knights are able to recover it. And that'll be a block for Annie Kolkar and Annalise Anderson. Annie Kolkar, a phenomenal player to watch. She's been on varsity since her freshman year.
Whoa.
She's a sophomore just this year. She's phenomenal to watch, a very aggressive player, and kind of fills the voids for the Jaguars roster. Jazzy Ocasio will send that over, just hitting the net on the way over, allowing for an ace. And Belle Grooms with the kill. That was unable to be sent back over by the Knights. I'm telling you, that girl's got a strong arm, and she does not come out to play. Molly Sullivan with the save, allows Belle Grooms to set it up, and Annie Kolkar to send it over. That'll be another block by Annie Kolkar and Annalise Anderson. A phenomenal duo to watch. Usually they don't catch my eye necessarily, those two in particular, but clearly they're on the same wavelength tonight.
Yeah.
And that'll be a point for the Jaguars. Now in a timeout. Jaguars are leading by 5 in the first set. Jaguars 11, Knights 6. I think they need to continue just to be aggressive in their defense and, continue to practice what they know for their offense. Jazzy Ocasio will begin after our short pause with the serve for the Jaguars. Going to set that up for Annie Kolkar. And that'll be a point for the Jaguars. Some real excitement in this house.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but the student section, holy cow.
Definitely. The neon is not only the brightest thing in here, their voices are too. Trying to talk over them to an extent. And Bell Grooms will hit that over. Touched by the Knights, so that'll be a point for the Jaguars. Jaguars unable to defend that line there against the Knights. Jazzy Ocasio with the quick defense. Annie Kolkar with the kill there. Again, another player to watch tonight. Just spectacular.
The precision and strength in these hits are really making the difference.
Definitely. And that'll be a point for the Knights. The Knights will take back the serve after a little too much power from the Jaguars. Score in the first set, 14-8 Jaguars. Belgrim setting that up for Chloe Smith, who hits it right into the shins of the Knights. Jaguars unable to do anything on that play. In for Jalise Martinez is Annalise Anderson. Bell will set that up for Annie, who hits it to the back row for the Knights. Some quick thinking skills there from Annie Kolkar. Helps the Jaguars send that back over. Belgrooms will set it up for Chloe Smith. And the Knights unable to defend that there and make it a point for the Jaguars.
Score now 16-9 Jaguars in the first set.
Belgrooms with the serve. Molly Sullivan will set that up. And that'll be a point for the Knights. Macy Mintz taking the serve for the Knights. Unable to gather her teammates there, so that'll be a point for the Jaguars. Now in for Chloe Smith is number 6, Milani Marrero. Fun little fact about Milani, she's my next door neighbor. Don't we love that?
Yes, we do.
Definitely shows some wonderful qualities towards her teammates and her neighbors. The Knights attempt to tip that over, but Belgrooms gets to it. That'll be a point for the Jaguars. Unfortunately, Milani Morero's serve goes into the net. But I can tell the Jaguars are determined to get that one back. Annie Kolker tries to send it over with some force, but Knight's able to block it. Belgrooms sends that to Molly Sullivan. Another attempt at some power there from Annie Kolkar, unable to defend the Jaguar territory. Madison Mintz with the serve for the Knights. Sends that straight to Molly Sullivan. Belgrooms will set that up to Grace Kane. And that'll be out for the Knights, point for the Jaguars. Jaguars are on fire tonight with a score of 19-12 in the first set. It's not just senior night, but it's showcase night, I believe. Molly Sullivan will take the serve for the Jaguars. Knights attempt to send that back over. Lonnie Monero there to receive it. And that'll be a point for the Jaguars. Jaguars unable to communicate right there, allowing the Knights to take the point. Amber Watson serving for the Knights here. Send that over straight to Annie Kolkar. Over to Belgrooms. Hit by Annie Kolkar. Defends Jaguar territory. Takes the point for the Jaguars, making it 21-13 in the first set. Jazzy Ocasio will take the serve for the Jaguars now. And Bell will send that over. You know, I think Madison Mintz was unable to see that one coming. Deflected right off into the Hoban parent section. I'm telling you, Bell is unpredictable when it comes to these things. She has these sneak attacks that, you know, this Jaguar team really takes advantage of. I know if I was Hoban right now, I'd be a little bit scared of Bell. Kaylee Watson taking the serve for Hoban. Sends that to Jazzy Ocasio. Set by Belgrooms. Fortunately, the Jaguars unable to take some action there. With this 3 more points until set point. Or 2 more points, I apologize, until set point. Belgrooms setting that up for Annie Kolkar. And Skylar Schmidt able to receive that for the Knights. (22-16) in the first set. Jaguars need to take some action here and be bold in what they do. In this timeout, I think they'll really start to solidify a plan and how they intend to take these last 3 points.
Mary, if we were in Monsters Inc. and we were on the last floor, the energy coming off of this court would be off the charts.
I truly believe so as well, Alexi. Takes me back to our last Friday, all-school event, kind of all-school, a big event for the freshman and senior class. As the seniors welcome the freshmen into the St. Joseph Academy through our annual tradition of freshman welcome. And Molly Sullivan will receive that over to Bell Grooms. Annie Kolkar will send that over. And the Knights unable to receive that successfully. Just like Sully in Monsters Inc. was unable to scare Boo successfully in the first couple times. Or last couple times, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes. Our last freshman welcomes theme was Monsters Inc., as Alexi kind of hinted at. A big day for our seniors, our 8 seniors on this team. They were all there to welcome them bright and early in the morning. Annie Kolkar will take that serve. And the Knights unable to send it back over. Now at set point, 24-16, Jaguars in the lead. The student section is on the edge of their seats as this last point is on the line. Annie Kolkar will send that over, and the Jaguars will take the first set, 25-16, as the Knights are unable to defend their territory. Student section still roaring as we begin the second set. On the court now for the Jaguars is number 11, Chloe Smith, number 18, Katie Viets, and number 17, Grace Kane, number 4, Molly Sullivan, number 14, Belle Grooms, and number 5, Annie Kolkar. Belle Grooms will begin the set for the Jaguars with the serve. Belle Grooms straight over the net. Molly Sullivan unable to save that. That'll be a point for the Knights to start the second set. My apologies. Lexi, I think it's been really interesting. You know, Jaguars are under a new head coach this year, and I think like any team, it's really shown their weaknesses and strengths. But I know overall this team has really appreciated everything their coach has done. Jordan Kordowich, he's actually an alum, which is pretty cool.
Wow.
I love a good full circle moment. That'll be out for the Knights, making it 1-1, tied, Jaguars versus Knights. Number 6, Melanie Marrero taking the serve for the Jaguars. Amber Watson will take that for the Knights, and Macy Mintz unable, just out of a decent plan there. You know, I think, Alexi, it's really kind of fascinating to see how the Jaguars take shape tonight, considering on Thursday is one of the biggest games in their season against Magnificat High School at Magnificat. Unfortunately, we will not have a broadcast of it, but a big game. We like to call it kind of the girl version of the Holy War, similar to Ignatius and St. Ed's. A really exciting game to be at, whether that's for volleyball, basketball, basically any sport. Both schools really come out and show their support for their teams. So yeah, the Jaguars will take part in that this Thursday, September 26th, and you know, must have some adequate play going on in order to fulfill their desires for that game of a victory. Molly Sullivan will take the serve for the Jaguars now. Jaguars now on a 1-point lead over the Knights, 3-2. And Molly Sullivan able to get that to hit the net just a tad, where the Knights are unable to send it back over. Molly Sullivan, a real, like I mentioned earlier, versatile player, but also a really decent person off the court. I understand she's on her leadership team for, you know, kind of like student government, and really knows how to be a leader on and off the court. Annie Kolkar will attempt to send that over. Knights able to set something up. Jaguars seem to be in harmony at the moment, and they sure are, as they took that point just there.
Score is now 5-2 in the second set, with going to the Jaguars.
Molly Sullivan will send that to Kathleen Jones, who's unable to take the point for the Knights. If at any point throughout this broadcast you experience some sort of technical difficulties, or our audio goes out or visual, feel free to leave us a comment or reach us by DMing us on Instagram at JAGWIRE1890.
Do you know what sounds really good right now, Mary?
What sounds good?
Our popcorn.
Our popcorn. You know, I'm a fan of the concession stand here.
I am too. It's like right when you walk in, it hits you, and it's like, I need to get some of
There's
that.
nothing like that.
Yeah.
Buttered popcorn filling your airways.
Yum.
I love during the school day, little fun fact too, our concession stand turns into a little coffee shop, Java Joe's.
Yeah.
Point for the Jaguars there. Led by our entrepreneurship club. So young women who feel empowered by business, which I think is pretty dang cool. And they sell coffees and teas and refreshers. If you're ever in the school on a school day, maybe you have a meeting with an adult in the school, see if the Java Joe's is open. You will not regret your visit there. Wonderful save by Jazzy Ocasio, making it a point for the Jaguars. Her teammates are certainly impressed.
They are, Mary.
Score 8-3 now in the second set. Jazzy will take the serve. And unfortunately that's into the net. But I can still tell the persistence and determination is pulsing through their veins. Taking the serve for the Knights is Kaylee Watson, my apologies. That'll be a point for the Jaguars. Knights unable to keep it in bounds. Some subbing for the Knights as Amy Kolkar prepares to serve for the Jaguars. Annie Kolkar keeps it in for the Jaguars. Chloe Smith ready to fight there. And Belle Grooms attempts to tip that over, but unsuccessful in doing so. If you are just now tuning in, we are in the second set of varsity volleyball. Score 9-5 Jaguars. It happens to be senior night, which is really exciting as we honor 8 of our seniors in our volleyball program here at SJA. Also kind of an exciting game before our MAGS game later this week. Both schools, Hoban and St. Joseph Academy, are clearly in this game and ready to fight for what they want, for what they think is theirs. And Madison Mintz able to sneak that over, catching the Jaguars off guard, securing a point for the Knights. Julius Martinez out for the Jaguars. And on the court for the Jaguars now is Molly Sullivan, Annie Kolkar, Jazzy Ocasio, Chloe Smith, Katie Beats, and Belle Grooms. Annie Kolkar gets to that one low. Chloe Smith tries to send it over, but is blocked by the Knights. Jaguars now just with a 3-point lead over the Knights, 10-7. They must, arrange something here to continue up with their defense. Belgrim sets that up for Chloe Smith. Katie Beats able to get back to it. Molly Sullivan to Belle Grooms, and Chloe Smith sends it over. The Jags are back on fire, especially Chloe Smith. Trust me, she's a player to watch tonight. Just phenomenal in her coordination and her determination. It's so evident how much she cares about this game and just all that she puts out onto this court. Belle Grooms will take the serve for the Jaguars. And the Knights successful in applying some pressure by Amber Watson and securing their points there. And Macy Mintz will send that straight to the net. Allowing for the Jaguars to obtain a point there. Lonnie Marrero taking the serve for the Jaguars now. Again, coordination and communication is key for these Jaguars, and clearly that's showing up when they do prioritize that. The results are showing up. Lonnie Marrero able to dig that one. Katie Viets over to Grace Kane. Amber Watson trying to pressure the Jags here with some power. Grace Kane able to get that back for the Jaguars to Molly Sullivan, and Annie Kolkar will try to send that over, but with a little too much force, unable to get the point for the Jaguars. Serving for the Knights now is Madison Mintz. Straight to Molly Sullivan. Belgrams will set that up for Grace Kane. And the Jaguars will take the point. Fun little fact about Grace Kane, Alexi, you might be interested in this. When I played CYO volleyball, Grace Kane and I were teammates.
Whoa.
So I think I might have just as much skill as her. Not. I'll stick to the announcing. Truly a fun player to watch, Grace Kane.
It is not just the talent that makes our Jaguars as amazing as they are. It is the hard work and dedication they put into this team and into this sport. It is 24/7 putting in that hard work.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's also just, you also see just the reflections of their genuine character they have on and off the court. I know Belgrams in particular, she's insanely talented, but and off the court she's insanely talented at school, but also at being kind. And I think that goes a long way, especially on a team. I always look forward to my conversations with Belle. Annalise will send that over for the Jaguars. Uncertain about her move there. That'll be in. Still in the second set, Jaguars with a 5-point lead over the Knights, 15-10.
Here is Jazzy with the serve.
Macy Mintz setting that up for the Jaguars. Annie Kolkar will send that over. That'll be a point for the Knights.
Score now 16-11 Jaguars.
Serving now for the Knights is number 15, Kaylee Watson. I'm curious to know, not very acquainted with these Knights, but do you believe Amber Watson is the sister of Kaylee Watson?
That would be a very interesting fact to know.
I understand
would like to know that.
Amber's a senior and Kaylee's a junior, but how fun is that to play on the same team as your sister?
Yeah, that would be so cool.
Annie Kolkar taking the serve for the Jaguars, unfortunately into the net.
Although playing on a team like the Jaguars, all of the teammates are sister-like. They have that bond that really sets them apart.
Definitely, that all-girls high school atmosphere definitely forces that to kind of happen, which we love. I apologize if you can hear the emergency alert in the background. I understand there's a tornado warning where we are. If anything arises, we will be ensured to prioritize players and students at this game, their safety. Taking the serve now for the Jaguars is Jaylise Martinez. Just a junior, she's also incredible to watch. Impeccable form as well as some great teamwork. Katie Beats tries to tip that over, and she's successful. Knights not ready for the Katie Beats energy. Is anybody though? She's phenomenal.
Yes, she is.
Truly a fun player to watch. If you're just now tuning in, we are in the second set. Jaguars have a 6-point lead over the Knights, 19-13. Serving now for the Jaguars is Jaylise Martinez after a short timeout. And the Jaguars will take that point.
Mary, do you want to hear a joke?
I would love to hear a joke. Something like a good dad joke.
What did the tree in fall say to the Jaguars?
The tree in fall? Say to the Jaguars, roar. What?
Close, but no. Don't stop believing.
I love that. I think I should make that my senior quote.
That would be an excellent one.
That'll be a point for the Jaguars. Actually, it is not, causing some chaos in the Jaguar sections. Some subs for both teams now, changing things up. Coach Kordowicz shaking her head in disapproval of that recent call. Bell coming out of nowhere to kind of help them out there. And a little too much force by the Knights allows the Jaguars to reach 21, just 4 points away from winning this match. Or set, my apologies, the set. Grooms now taking the serve for the Jaguars. Just over the net. Knights ready to receive it. Katie Vietz will set that up. And unfortunately, Grace Kane puts a little too much power into that one. Their teammates are there to pick it right back up. I think now is when they need a little bit of Alexiakis jokes. I'm a big fan of jokes, Lexi.
I am
If you
too.
ever, another one comes up, feel free to share. Not when we're losing.
Little pause in the action on the court right now.
Some water poured on the court. Bellgroom's there to clean it up. Again, just an incredible person. Can we?
Let's give a shout out to Bellgroom.
I think tonight we should really give a shout out to all those who made this broadcast happen.
Yes.
I know we mentioned your grandfather earlier, which is pretty fun. But definitely our administration, our athletics department here, and we definitely could not do it without the support of all of you listening at this moment. And those who've kind of come before us. I know last year I kind of tried to get my foot in the door for volleyball a little bit and got to get close to some of those girls. I know one of our alums, Claire O'Malley, is watching tonight, which sending all my love to you, Claire. So great to have such a strong support system. The Jaguars will take that point. Mintz unable to defend the territory there. Yeah, genuinely just so great to have such a strong support system here. In fact, open house is this Sunday, not this Sunday, but Sunday, October 6th. If you're interested in learning more about the academy or maybe possibly attending here one day, you totally should come check it out. I know registration is ongoing at the moment. It's truly such a spectacular school. And I think the minute you step foot here on your first day of freshman year, you've gained some lifelong relationships, and that's pretty valuable.
Yes, you do. And another opportunity for 8th graders. We also have shadowing happening right now. Come shadow a Jaguar and spend a day in the life as a Jaguar.
Definitely. Fun fact about that, too. I never got the chance to shadow.
Really?
My, at least my 7th grade year was COVID, so unfortunately we were unable to. But I knew this place was pretty special beforehand, and I had to come here and, start this broadcasting up. Molly Sullivan now taking the serve for the Jaguars. It's really important that these Jaguars stay energized and don't get sloppy on the little things. As and that'll be a point for the Jaguars. When you kind of get out of sorts and, exhausted as you near some of the later sets, it's really important that they prioritize hydration and, rest, and so that they're, fully energized to get on that court and play some good volleyball. That'll be in just on the line, the Knights to secure a point there. Jaguars now at set point, 24-17, Jaguars in the lead. It's crucial that the Jaguars can get this point here. Line Maria over to Bellgrooms, who sets that up for Grace Kane. The Knights touch that on the way over, and that'll be a point for the Jaguars, allowing them to win set 2. These Jaguars are not giving up tonight, and that is truly remarkable. If you are just now tuning in, the Jaguars have won the first 2 sets. We are now in the third. Both teams showing some incredible competition tonight, and both pretty fierce in their game. Jaguar student section still pretty hype. Just now they were doing karaoke, which I'm not gonna lie, I'm having a little FOMO about.
Me too.
In case any of you viewers want a live performance from me and Alexi, feel free to leave us a comment.
We'd be happy to.
I don't think we ever would, but they're definitely having a grand old time down there. But so are we.
Yes, we
These
are.
Jags are putting up some incredible performances, and I'm truly amazed. Bellgroom's over to Chloe Smith. The Knights touch it and send that over to Mintz. Over to the other Mintz. Chloe Smith will slyly put that right in, and she is on fire, receiving hugs from Bellgrooms and her teammates. Again, just incredible. Taking the serve for the Jaguars now is Bellgrooms, number 14, my apologies. I have to say, Alexi, one of my favorite things about volleyball is I've had the opportunity to, photograph them once or twice.
Yeah.
And they all have such distinct serving styles.
They do.
And
I was just noticing that.
They're out there as a team and whatnot and kind of competing for, a general cause. And, they're all kind of determined to win. But they all show a little bit of their individualism in those serves. And I truly love that. I think that is pretty dang cool. Jaguars able to keep that in. Student section on fire.
As always, and they are led by our Ultimate Fan Club UFC.
Yeah, it's a club we've had ongoing for a while, but just now kind of making its strong return to get students more spirited, which we all are a big fan of. Grace Kane and Bellgrooms exchanging some words there following the loss of point for the Jaguars. Bellgrooms will set that up to Annie Kolkar. Knights able to make contact with the ball, but unable to successfully send it back over. Jags with a 1-point lead in the third set. Off mic, Alexi and I were talking about how exciting it would be to kind of keep this set to 3, or this match to 3 sets. Truly, impressive when you can do so. Some communication on the court by the refs and line judges. I believe some uncertainty on that past call. And team captains have come forward to speak to the officials.
Fun fact about Mary. Did you know she is a stage manager in SJA's production of Mamma Mia?
I am. I'm the student director, one of the student directors, along with Nina Harris, a fellow senior. Yeah, come out this fall. First week of November on the weekends and the second week of November to watch Mamma Mia, a phenomenal musical.
It is.
Got some really talented people involved. Captain's now talking to the ref. And teammates conversing with themselves. Yes, come out to see Mamma Mia.
It'll be worth it. You will love it.
You will not get any of those songs out of your head. Still singing Dancing Queen about every day. Get in the shower. Lay all your love on me. And the Knights will take that point after that brief conversation. Madison Mintz will take the serve. Jaguars eager to fight for this one. and take back what is theirs. The Knights now with a 2-point lead over the Jaguars. Jaguars lost that point if you're just now tuning in. Knights are leading the way with 2 points, 4-2 Knights. Molly Sullivan looking a little defeated there, kind of unable to tend to all the areas that she can, and that's a really hard thing to do as a teammate, or athlete. You know, it's really important that you don't go too hard on yourself, so you allow yourself the grace to kind of improve, and you can move on with your game. Molly Sullivan will hit that one out. Knights will take now a 4-point lead over the Jaguars.
The hardest part about being an athlete, I think, is your mindset, and that goes a long way.
Definitely, those mental barriers are something that needs to usually be acknowledged. Melanie Moreau deflects that ball into this Jaguar student section. Jaguars now in a timeout to kind of figure out their game plan here and how they can recover in this third set.
Now 2-7 going to the Knights.
Cleveland Clinic Sports Medicine is proud to be the official medical provider for St. Joseph Academy Athletics. Cleveland Clinic's team of sports medicine specialists deliver high-quality care to all athletes. From high school athletes to the Cleveland Cavaliers and Guardians, visit clevelandclinic.org/sportsmedicine to learn more. Mintz taking the serve for the Knights. Melanie Moreau gets to it, and Molly Sullivan ready to fight for it, and Melanie Moreau will send it back over. Some high hits there, but they're ready for it. Molly Sullivan sliding on that floor, trying to get to it. Annie Kolkar will take that. Molly Sullivan in just the right spots here. And the Knights will hit that one out. Jaguars, that one felt good, definitely. Molly Sullivan, her hard work really paid off in that moment. Sullivan will take the serve for the Jaguars. And that'll be out, giving the Jaguars the point. Fortunately, the Jaguars didn't make any contact with that one, so you know, I think they're starting to play a little smarter, and are a little more aware of what the Knights are intending to do. That'll go to Ava Norton for the Knights. Grace Kane able to block that. Belgrams tries to get to it, doing a somersault in the process. Possibly she has a career as a gymnast. I bet she'd be talented at it.
Yes, she would be.
I have high hopes for her.
All the penguin dives over here happening.
Definitely. Taking the serve for the Knights now is Amber Watson. Lonnie Moreau will send that over to Annie Kolkar. He puts some force into it. And Bell unable to get to it. Clearly frustrated. These Jaguars really need to prioritize what's this game plan that they kind of came about with during their timeout. In the third set, the Knights are now leading by 5 points, 4-9 Knights. Bell setting that up, and Annie Kolkar taking the hit. And the Knights place that into the net, allowing for the Jaguars to get a point there. And that'll be a point for the Jaguars. Taking a serve for the Jaguars now is Jazzy Ocasio. Molly Sullivan able to put a special touch on that, but unable to satisfy all the needs the team needs.
Here's number 15, Kaylee Watson for the Knights with the serve.
Belgrams will set that up for Annie Kolkar. Again, those two work together so well. The Knights will take that point. Now in the third set, 6-11, the Knights. Molly Sullivan will pass that over to Belgrams. That'll be a kill for Annie Kolkar. Chloe Smith now in from Milani Marrero. Excited to see what she's got in her back pocket. And a block was what's in her back pocket, because that was incredible. Chloe Smith on fire, as always. Belgrams will tip that over, hoping to get some sneaky action there, but unable to do so. She'll set that up for Chloe Smith with the kill. Folks, she is a force of nature. She is incredible. Again, was it me or was it not me that said she's a player to watch tonight? I truly think it's thrilling to watch her play.
Yes, the other team has to be on their toes for her.
Definitely. Annie Kolkar with the serve. Fun little fact about Chloe Smith, I believe she's verbally committed to East Tennessee State University to continue playing collegiate volleyball. Chloe Smith, a little too much force there, but, you know, they're excited to redeem themselves there. Yeah, Chloe Smith planning to continue her volleyball career as she embarks upon her next endeavors in college. And I'm excited to see how that unfolds for her. I think it's really incredible and admirable to see these athletes kind of continue to play the game that has their heart. Molly Sullivan will receive that for the Jags. Belgrams will pass it over to Chloe Smith. Bell sets that up for Annie Kolkar. Min's able to receive that. Molly Sullivan over to Belgrams with the kill. Bell is incredible. Bell, actually, a fun little fact, hit 1,000 career assists the other night against Independence High School. The Jaguars won against them in just 3 sets. An incredible milestone for Bell, and a lot of fans were in the house that night to support her. Chloe Smith with the kill. She is unfazed. She is like, this is just who I am. And dang girl, that is some impeccable form.
Quoting Alicia Keys, this girl is on fire.
Oh, that's right. Jazzy Ocasio there to receive it for the Jaguars. Over to Belgram, who just sneaks that over. No big deal. Getting the point for the Jaguars. Now closing the gap. Knights still leading by 3. Jaguars seem to be back in it in the third set. 11-14 Knights. Belgrooms will take the serve for the Jaguars. Molly Sullivan will pass it over to Chloe Smith, who tries to make the kill there, but that is blocked and deflected by the Knights. They're certainly excited. Taking the serve now for the Knights is Mintz. That'll be in. Jaguars didn't believe that was a capable possibility of responding to that one. That'll return to Macy Mintz for the serve. But she will send that straight to the net. And the Jaguars will take back possession. Melanie Marone now in for Chloe Smith. She'll take the serve for the Jaguars. Knights trying to stay coordinated here, but unable to do so. The serve will return back to Melanie Marrero. It is truly so amazing to see the parents that show up for these athletes. Melania's parents in particular always show up, you know, loud and proud, and I think that's really respectable. That'll be a point for the Jaguars. In addition, Annalise Anderson's father always shows up in his Jaguar spirit, in his Jaguar suit, and, you know, really indicating that he's possibly his daughter's #1 fan. I just love that. And Amber Watson able to send that over. Jaguars unable to respond efficiently. Melanie Marrero over to Belgrooms, who will send that to Grace Kane with a little too much force and a little crooked aim. There'll be a timeout now. Score in the third set is 14-18. Knights leading by 4. This timeout is crucial for the Jaguars to, you know, regain, you know, their game plan and just emphasize just how important teamwork is. Taking the serve for the Knights now is Madison Mintz. Annie Kolkar will send that over, securing the point for the Jaguars. Student section now doing the wave. And that's how excited you know they are. Molly Sullivan will now take the serve for the Jaguars. Unfortunately into the net. Knights now at 19, Jaguars 15. These last couple points are really important that the Jaguars, you know, continue to prioritize everything that they've worked for in their practices in the last couple weeks and previous games. Molly Sullivan will get that to Belgrooms will set that up for Annie Kolkar. The Knights able to respond. And they'll send that to Melanie Marrero. That'll be a point for the Knights.
I will say the Knights have amazing pancake hands. That is one of their amazing traits that they are showing on the floor tonight.
Molly Sullivan will receive that for the Jaguars. Grace Kane puts some force into that hit. Molly Marrero will respond there, sends it over to Belgrooms, who will just slide that over. And the Jaguars back to that 4-point, being behind by 4 points of 16-20 Knights. Jazzy Ocasio will take the serve for the Jaguars now. And the Knights, unable to kind of set that one up right, allows the Jaguars to get a point here. The serve will return back to Jazzy.
Quick timeout, score now 17-20 Knights.
If you are just now tuning in, we're in the third set. The Jaguars won the first two, and the Knights are leading by 3 points, 17-20. That'll be a Jaguar point. Now just a 2-point gap. These Jaguars are going to need to stay on top of their game here. The Jaguars send it over. Amber Watson there to receive it. Skylar Schmidt trying to force some action there, but straight to Jazzy Ocasio. Here she goes again, but Melanie Marrero there to receive it. Belgrooms will set that up for Annie Kolkar, and that'll be blocked by the Knights and sent back over. The Jaguars are unable to defend. Molly Sullivan there to receive the serve. Belgrooms will take it, send it over to Annie Kolkar, who will get that point for the Jaguars. 19-22 with the Knights in the lead. Annie Kolkar will take the serve. Amber Watson there to receive it. Over to Skylar Schmidt. Molly Sullivan will get to it. Set by Belgrooms over to Chloe Smith, who will tip that over, but that's just outside. And the Knights are able to get that point. Knights will send that over, Belgrooms. Sets that up for Chloe Smith, who sends it over as well, and then Schmidt able to get to it and send it over, catching the Jaguars off guard.
Here's number 10 with the serve for the Knights.
Mary Hottinger. Chloe Smith tries to do a powerful hit there, but blocked by the Knights. Jaguars able to recover. And the Jaguars get that point back as Bell hits that just on the line. A sweet spot kill. Louise Martinez now in for Annalise Anderson. She'll take the serve for the Jaguars. In the third set, the score is 20-23, the Knights in the lead. These Jags are not stepping down though, they are ready. While the Knights are at set point, these Jaguars show no signs of giving up, and even if that's doing so in the fourth or fifth set. Annie Kolkar will receive that for the Jaguars over to Belgrooms, who sets that up for Chloe Smith, who tips it right over. That'll be a point for the Jaguars. 3-point gap now. Knights still in the lead. Jazzy Ocasio out now, Grace Kane in. Belgrooms will take the serve for the Jaguars. She is in it. She is in this game. And that'll be a block, but then recovered and then sent back over. All initiated pretty much by Chloe Smith.
Here is Belgrooms with the serve again.
And Amber Watson will put a little too much force in that. The student section is unwell right now. They are so excited. There'll be a timeout now before Bell returns to the line for her serve. Score now 23-24 in set 3. Belgrooms now at the line as the Knights have reached that point. The Knights receive that well. Send it back over, but blocked by Katie Viets. And then recovered again. Chloe Smith will tip that over. Jaguars unable to get to it in time. We'll be going into a fourth and fifth set.
Here is some trivia while we are on a break.
I love trivia.
So
45 seconds remaining. Let's do it.
yeah, so here is our little Jaguar Jeopardy. Our first question is, what year was our school founded? Go ahead and type it into those comments for all of our viewers.
Feel free to leave it in the chat. We will reveal it with 20 seconds remaining. A resounding response of 1890. Some wonderful ladies in Le Pew, France.
Yes, the Congregation of St. Joseph.
A wonderful organization.
Yes.
It's made our school what it is today.
Back to the game. We are in the fourth set. We need to keep going strong, keep that energy up that
That's
we
right.
built through the past 3 sets.
On the court now for the Jaguars is Chloe Smith, Annalise Anderson, Annie Kolkar, Grace Kane, and Katie Viets. Annalise Anderson will come out, and Molly Sullivan will go in. The Jags will begin the set with the serve. If you're just now tuning in, the Jags have taken 2 sets and lost just one. So we're now in the 4th and 5th sets, and excited to see how the Jags continue to showcase that. Belgroom starting with a little too much power and allowing the Knights to take the lead with the first point. Belgrooms will get that over to Chloe Smith. She's moving the court. Belgrooms will set that up for Grace Kane. Again, puts a little too much force into it. The Knights will take that point. Some resistance on that call from the student section and Jaguar fans. But the Knights will ultimately take the serve. Annie Kolkar will receive that, set up by Belgrooms over to Chloe Smith. That'll teeter on the net, and Molly Sullivan responds to it. And Chloe Smith with a just debilitating kill. Now at the line for the Jaguars, Milani Marrero, who's had a very impressive game tonight and has had some really great hits. Unable to respond as efficiently as she could there, but we are in the beginning of the 4th set. A lot of time for the Jaguars to respond to, the game plan of the Knights and the Jaguars to construct their own.
Here's number 5 with the serve from the Knights. Madison
Mintz at the line for the Knights. And Annie Kolkar will send that over. Madison Mintz will receive that and set that up for Amber Watson. Belgroom's unable to respond to the power Amber Watson, had in that moment. Madison will return to the line. Sends that over to Molly Sullivan. Belgrooms will set that up. Annie Kolkar ready to respond, but blocked by the Knights. Knights now with a 4-point lead in the 4th set. And that'll be a Jaguar point. If you're just now tuning in, Lexi and I have mentioned the exciting game that's coming up this week.
Yes.
The Jags will take on the Magnificat Blue Streaks, a very exciting game Molly Sullivan will take the serve for the Jaguars now. A very exciting game that, pretty much brings out all students from both schools.
Yeah, always sold out.
Always sold out. Everyone's always in theme. This year I know our theme is USA. I don't think it's been announced yet. So we're very excited. I do have a funny story though, as the Knights take that point there, now with a 4-point lead over the Jaguars. I went to our basketball game last year, Mags versus Josie's at Magnificat, and the theme was beach, like sunny day.
Huh.
And I remember it was snowing that day, and I was very cold.
It always happens like that.
That'll return to Jaguar possession as Knights make contact with Grace Keene's hit right there.
Right now we are hoping for that cooler weather with all the hotness we've been having outside.
A lot of humidity.
Yeah.
I can imagine it being very comfortable for a lot of our athletes as they spend a lot of their school days after schools, practicing. We're very excited that Jaguar has kind of started to take its shape and has allowed us to do more sports than we originally anticipated. And we cannot wait to see kind of how that expands even further down the line. The Knights will take that serve. Annie Kolkar will send that over. Madison Mintz will receive that. And that's hit into the net. That'll return to Jaguar possession. Knights just with a 3-point lead over the Jaguars in the fourth set.
Here is number 5 with the serve.
Annie Kolkar. And Chloe Smith, confident in her abilities right there. Just phenomenal.
Annie Kolkar again with the serve.
And Jazzy Ocasio crawls to get to that one, but ultimately can't do it fast enough.
Score now 5-8 Knights in the fourth set.
That'll be a Jaguar point.
Such a powerful hit there by Chloe Smith.
Julius Martinez in for Annalise Anderson now, and she'll be at the line serving for the Jaguars. Jaguars unable to really have enough time to coordinate something there, and the Knights took the point. In the fourth set, the score is 6-9 Knights. And that'll be a little too much power and force from the Knights. That'll return back to Jaguar possession. Pilgrim is now at the line. Molly Sullivan reaches that one. Pilgrim sets it up and Chloe Smith hits that into the net. I don't know if you could hear from, our microphones up here, but a lot of times you can hear Grace Keene trying to organize something. She's a loud communicator, and I think that's a real good quality to have, especially on, in a sport like this. And sometimes it's hard to get each other's attention. Pilgrim's a little frustrated there. She was unable to kind of control that outcome of that one. It'll be a timeout now. Score is 7-11. The Knights with a 4-point lead in the fourth set. And we're back. The line for the Knights now is Macy Mintz, their libero, who's had a pretty great game tonight for the Knights. Molly Sullivan will receive that serve. Belgrooms will set that up for Chloe Smith. And the Jags unable to get that first point back after a timeout. It is really important that they don't get in their heads here, like Alexi previously mentioned. I think that's when their mistakes usually come out of it most. Molly Sullivan over to Belgrooms, over to Chloe Smith once again. Knights will receive that. Grace Kane will play some defense there. And Annie Kolkar unable to defend that back row there.
Score now 7-13 Knights in the fourth set.
The student section still filled with a lot of students, as I think there's a lot of faith left in them. And that'll be in. Jaguars not thinking so.
Here's number 6, Macy Mitz for the Knights.
Chloe Smith will receive that over to Belgrooms. Chloe Smith will just dominate right there. She finds that spot where no one is and can just center that ball right there. An incredible kill by Chloe Smith. Jaguars behind by 6 in the fourth set. Melanie Moreau at the line now for the Jaguars, taking the serve. She'll send that over, received by Mary Hottinger. And Amber Watson trying to take some action, but blocked by Grace Kane and Katie Beats. And blocked once again. Amber will try again and ultimately succeed as she gets that over the head of Molly Sullivan. Madison Mintz taking the serve for the Knights over to Molly Sullivan. Katie Beats will get that over. Molly Sullivan will take the serve. I feel we have to give a huge shout out though to the people who've helped make this game possible, Alexi.
Yes.
None of this would have really been possible without our maintenance crew here at SJA. They are incredible. They're here in the early hours of the morning, late hours of the night, and they're here watching and supporting this game. Truly wonderful to see just how supportive these people are in our lives and how determined they are to see us succeed.
Yes.
Knights now leading by 7, 9-16 in the fourth set.
Quick timeout here. Score 9-16 Knights. This should count as one.
Taking the serve for the Knights now is number 14, Amber Watson. Molly Sullivan with the dig. Belgrooms will help pass that over. Molly Sullivan able to receive that. Belgrooms sets it up for Annie Kolkar. Officials not satisfied with that play. That point will go to the Knights. Ronnie Marrero tries to get some air on that one, but ultimately cannot. 9-point lead now over the Jaguars. The Knights have. Amber Watson will return to the line. Serve that. Myra Sullivan will receive. Annie Kolkar will hit that over with some force. Macy Mintz able to get to it in time. Bella Grooms with the save right there. Molly Sullivan will take it. Annie Kolkar again. And that'll be a Jaguar point as the Knights have made contact with the ball. Grace Kane out and Jazzy Ocasio in. Jazzy with the serve. Macy Mintz unable to get that one up. The Knights trying to set up something here. The Jags seem to understand that. And that will be a Knight point. Returning to the line now is number 15, Kaylee Watson, Amber Watson's sister, we're assuming. She will send that over. Milani Murrow will receive. Bell Grooms in an attempt at a kill, but just outside of those lines. Actually, a big day tomorrow for the Jaguars. We've got Mass.
Yeah.
Getting some new Eucharistic ministers, which
that is
I
super
believe some
exciting.
people in the house tonight. That'll be a Jaguar point. Chloe Smith exhilarated to get back in. Monty Murrow out now. Annie Kolkar at the line for the Jaguars. Chloe Smith will save that for the Jaguars. Annie Kolkar will be the one to send it over. Mintz will work hard to set that up. But Annie Kolkar is ready, and she is not backing down now. Jazzy Ocasio will take it. Bell Grooms will set that over. And that'll be out for a Jaguar point. Fans are now on the edge of their seats. Annie Kolkar with the serve to the back row. She'll send that over again as she receives that. That'll be a Knight point as Bell Grooms sets it outside the lines. Now at the line for the Knights is Mary Hottinger. Molly Sullivan will receive that over to Bell Grooms, over to Chloe Smith. And that'll be a Jaguar point. Honestly, I have to say, those three working together, it's a trifecta. It works.
It is.
They've got something down, you know. At the line now for the Jaguars is Jalise Martinez. And that'll be a point for the Knights, causing some outrage in the house. some rage as head coach Kordowich believes that ball hit her from the sidelines. Jags in the huddle continue to work together here. Captains now at the ref stand. And that'll be a Jaguar point. Belgrooms with some power there. Knights able to respond. Number 3, Skylar Schmidt. Fans believe that these calls are not good as everyone in the house believes that one's out, but that'll go back to Knight possession. Behind by 7 now, with the Knights in the lead. Jags are determined to make their comeback here in the 4th set. And that'll be a Chloe Smith kill, closing the gap by 1 point at a time. Belgrooms now at the line for the Jaguars serving. She'll hit that to the back row. Mintz will set that up. Molly Sullivan will receive that hit. And Annie Colker with some power that the Knights are able to respond to. They'll set that over. Molly Sullivan will respond. And Belgrooms will set that up for Chloe Smith. Knights will make contact with that ball. Alexi, this gap is closing.
Yes, it is.
This is a good sign for the Jaguars.
Yes. We are hopeful for the future.
In a timeout now, the score is 17-22 Knights in the 4th set. After the pause, Belgrooms at the line for the Jaguars, and she'll serve that into the net. She's frustrated, but she can't get in her head about that.
They need to keep the positivity up.
Definitely. Belgrooms will set that up. Chloe Smith trying to take some quick action on her feet there. Knights will be able to respond. Katie Viets and Chloe Smith with the kill, but that's deflected out of bounds, and that'll be a point for the Knights. Macy Mintz now at the line for the Knights. Molly Sullivan will receive that one. And Chloe Smith able to hit it to 2 players at once. And that'll be a Jaguar point. Knights really unable to work together in that moment.
Score 18-24 Knights in the 4th set.
Lonnie Moreau at the line for the Jaguars now. She'll send that over. And she'll pass that over to Watson, who and Belgrooms will receive that, and Annie Colcar will put that up, and just over the net in a sweet spot where no Knight can get to. Lonnie Marrero returns with the serve. And Grace Kane with the attempted kill, and that's blocked by the Knights. And the Knights will take the 4th set, and we will now go into a 5th set as the Jags have won 2 sets and the Knights have won 2 as well. Before we start our next set, we are back with some JAGWIRE trivia about Jaguars or St. Joseph Academy. Lexi, what building at St. Joseph Academy was recently renovated and transformed into classrooms? A spectacular addition to the St. Joseph Academy community.
That's a tough one, Mary. I don't know. We'll go ahead and put that into our chat, and we will announce the answer with
40 seconds.
Yes.
And the answer to that question is Fitzmaurice Hall, named after Mother Teresa Fitzmaurice, who was one of our founders, part of the congregation of St. Joseph, and helped establish kind of the congregation in Cleveland, and dedicated to her. So over in Fitzmaurice Hall, if you decide to come to open house and see it, or you maybe are a student here at the Academy, Fitzmaurice Hall is where a lot of our history classes are and a lot of our theology classes. It's a great space to collaborate with groups and be reminded of the values that St. Joseph Academy is based upon. The Jaguars and the Knights have returned to the floor for the 5th set. If you are just now tuning in, the Jaguars have taken 2, and the Knights have taken 2 as well. So this is a exciting 5th set. There's a lot on the line here for both teams.
The fans are keeping the energy up, especially our SJA student section.
Definitely. You may hear some of our chants in the background, emphasizing just how spirited we are as a school. Jazzy Ocasio will receive that. Annie Colcar will send that over. Knights able to respond. And Mintz will send that over. Belgroom sets that up. Annie Coulter hopes to take some action there, and that'll be blocked by Belgrams and Katie Viets. Belgrams will get it, make contact with it, and send it back over. And ultimately the Knights hit the net, and that'll be a Jaguar point in this first point of the set. Belgrams at the line for the Jaguars serving now. Jazzy Ocasio out, and Grace Keane in for the Jaguars. Katie Beats with a clean hit there. Lonnie Moreau able to respond. Belgrams will set that up. Annie Colcourt will try to make a hit. Katie Beats saves it. Lonnie Moreau will send that over to Belgrams. Annie Colcourt will make another hit. Macy Mintz really saving day for the Knights. Lonnie Moreau on the floor, able to get to it. Molly Sullivan sends it over, saves off of Annie Colcourt's block. And the Knights take the point on that volley as Jaguars were not in the right spot at the right time. Knights will serve that into the net. That'll return back to Jaguar possession. Chloe Smith in now for Milani Marrero. And a little too much force from Annie Colcourt serve, and that'll return back to Knight possession.
Score now 2-2
in the fifth set. Chloe Smith with just the right amount of force. Knights unable to respond to that. Molly Sullivan will take the serve for the Jaguars now, as the Jaguars hold a 1-point lead over the Knights in the fifth set. Amy Colcourt made contact with that ball, unfortunately tying it now to 3-3. I think that one could have had a lot of force. That might have been out if the Jags hadn't made contact with it. Amber Watson at the line. And Molly Sullivan will hit that out. That'll return back to the Knights serving.
Both teams are really showing off their arms with the way their hits and their control and their precision.
Definitely. Molly Sullivan tries to dig for it, ultimately cannot. In a huddle, I'm sure they're discussing what needs to change.
Meeting in the mines down there.
Belgram sets it up for Chloe Smith. Chloe Smith hit that, and that'll be in. So that'll be a Jaguar point. Crowd is excited. Jazzy Ocasio at the line for the Jaguars now. Macy Mintz will respond to that. And Skylar Schmidt tries to hit that over, but the Jags aren't having it.
Now tied 5-5 in the fifth set. We got fives all around, people.
Jazzy with a pretty direct serve right there, straight down the middle. Annie Colcourt unable to get to it in time. At the line now for the Knights is Kaylee Watson, my apologies. Jazzy Ocasio there to respond to that. Chloe Smith will hit that one over. Knights frantically trying to set up a plan there to respond. Belgrooms will return to setting that, but just over the net. And Skylar Schmidt will respond. But so will the Jags. Jags aren't giving up here. And Chloe Smith tries to tip that over. The Knights able to set something up and respond well. And that'll be a direct kill from Belgrooms. On fire. Again, finds that sweet spot. It's a crucial part of this game. And a crucial part of her game. That's, you know, makes her really stand out when she can put that force fully into those kills. Melanie Moreau now at the line for the Jaguars. Melani's had a really great serving game tonight. And that'll be blocked by Annalise Anderson. And that'll return back to Jaguars serving. Jaguars now with a 1-point lead over the Knights, 7-6 in the 5th set. And unfortunately, Melanie put a little too much force into that, and that'll go to the Knights. It is now tied 7-7. Fortunately, Jags in the wrong place as that ball made contact with their court. It's really crucial that these mistakes aren't made in this 5th set if they want to ensure a victory here. Molly Sullivan will take that response from the serve. Amy Coulter will set that up. Mintz will respond and pass that over to Skylar Schmidt. Belgrooms will set it up for Annie Coulter. Who gets it over. Bell, a strong defender right now. Annie Coulter, consistent with her blocks here. Jazzy Ocasio able to save the day here. Belgrooms will tip that over. And Molly Sullivan sets that up for Bell, who again tried to tip that over again. This volley's ongoing, folks. And Melanie Moreau there. And Annie Coulter with the kill. And the Knights deflect that out of bounds. That'll be a Jaguar point. Tying us 8-8 in the 5th set. These Jaguars are not backing down tonight, people. Julius Martinez with the serve for the Jaguars.
Score now 8-9 Knights in the 5th set.
Julius Martinez now out. Annalise Anderson in. And for Annalise Anderson is Molly Sullivan. Serving for the Knights now is Ava Norton, a senior and a defensive specialist. Belgrooms sets that up for Annie Coulter. And the Jags unable to really dictate a plan there.
Timeout. Score 8-10 Knights.
The Knights will take the serve after the timeout. Jazzy Ocasio there to receive it. Katie Boots with a strong hit that the Knights are able to respond to, and Jazzy will set that up for Bell, and Katie Boots will tip that over with just the right amount of fairy dust. And Jags are now behind by just 1 point in the 5th set.
All it takes is a little faith, trust, and pixie dust.
That's right. Belgram's now at the line for the Jaguars serving. Vince will put that up. And that's a kill by Ava Norfolk. And the Knights are really vibing with that feeling. Belgrams will set that up. Grace Kane will try to send that over, but hits the net on the way. Jaguars now behind by 3 points, 9-12 Knights in the 5th set. They'll now take a timeout. And that's Macy Mintz at the line serving for the Knights. Molly Sullivan will respond to that, and Annie Kolkar eager to get to it. Melanie Rowe there to pass over to Bell, Bell will respond to that. Over to Molly Sullivan. So much going on. Bell able to keep that in bounds for the Jaguars. Molly Sullivan over to Annie Kolkar. A powerful hit. And that'll be out. And that'll be a Jaguar point. A little too much force from the Knights. Annie Kolkar with a powerful serve, but unfortunately out of bounds. Knights up by 3 now. 10-13 in the fifth set. Madison Mintz at the line for the Knights will serve, and Belgrams will come out of nowhere, kind of respond to that over to Chloe Smith, who will send that over for the Jaguars. Jags unable to time their block well. Molly Sullivan unable to get to it in time. Knights with a 4-point lead now over the Jaguars. Belgium sets it up for Chloe Smith. Another strong set. And that'll be a Hoban win. And tonight, the Jaguars took home 2 set wins as the Hoban Knights took home 3. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's matchup brought to you by Jaguire. We look forward to bringing more events to you moving forward.